Well, hello YouTube. In this tutorial, objective will be to learn about conditions. Basically, we are going to do all kind of checks, and if something is correct, then we are going to do some operation. So very simple checks using if statement. Generally, how we are going to type that? It's like a meta structure. So if, oops, where I am, if, and then this type of bracket, and then check in here, condition. So if this is correct, this condition, or not correct, depends what you do, then we are going to do some operation. Okay, for example, printf blah blah blah. Okay, so this is how the thing will look like most of the time, actually all the time. So meta structure when we are typing stuff. Okay, so let's do that practically. We are going to check for relationship between two integers. Very simple stuff. So if, and this type of bracket, a little bit of space here, and this type of bracket, if 10 is smaller than 999, let's say, we are going to print that this is true. So printf left number is smaller than right number. Okay, and this will obviously work. Why it will work? Because this is correct. Okay, so we do have two options here when we are checking stuff. Is it only two options? It is true or it's not true. So if it's true, we can do something, and even if it's not true, then we can do something. It depends what you do. Don't worry, just stick with the simple these examples for starter. Right. So what with other options, like if we have two integers and we set them like variables, can we do that? Well, sure. We can say integer first number, and let's give it a value 10, okay, and integer second and 999. Okay, so now how we are going to check for multiple things, for relationship, like automatically between these two numbers. So we are going to say if first is smaller than second, then again, just like a couple of seconds ago, printf and first is smaller than second. Okay, and a little bit of new line, and this will work. Okay, there you go. But the benefit here is that you can kind of change these things at your wish. You don't need to go down there into actual code and change it like manually. You change them one, and then checks will be executed if you have tens of them, let's say. So if we change this to 5, the second number, then obviously this will fail. So if this check will fail, then there is no reason for this line to be executed. So let's test that. And there you go. So how we are going to handle all options when they are smaller, bigger, and equal. So let's revert to normal operation, and we're gonna add another if check. If, actually I can copy paste to save a little bit of time. Okay, if first one is bigger than second, we can say first is bigger than second. Okay, so let's test that. There you go. So this thing works just like a couple of seconds ago, but now we have covered another option. For example, if this is I don't know, some big number, then this line will be activated, actually this line, this operation, because now this is correct. So this will be disregarded, but this will be correct, this condition, and this will be based on truthfulness of this will be executed. So let's test that. And there you go, first is bigger than second. But what if they are equal? Well, no problem. We're gonna say if first equal. So to check for equality between two numbers in programming languages, most of the time we're gonna use two of these symbols concatenated. So there must not be space here. They must be concatenated. Okay. Second. So if first is equal to second, then we are just going to print like numbers are equal. Numbers are equal. Okay, and let's test that. Like this one will be 10 and also this one will be 10. So only what is correct will be executed based on this. So if this is fine, if this is fine, if this is fine, then this or this or this will be executed. This is check and this is operation based on the truthfulness of check. So because these two are equal, then this line will be executed. Okay. There you go. Numbers are equal. So some people will say, well, it's kind of stupid, you know, if, how many of these you can have? Well, actually, it's up to you, but there is a better solution. And we're gonna use if block of code, which is very clean, like how to say this in programming, like it's like I don't know what's the term. My English is not that good. It's more hygienic when you're typing. It's more correct. So the first will be with the if when you're checking for very simple stuff. Now the opposite direction is when the first is bigger than second, but you're not going to type if, you will just type else if. Else if, so there must be space here. Else if, and then again check. Else if first is bigger than second, then we are going to print like a couple of seconds ago that operation, that option, if this is correct. So this is more hygienic way, let's say. So first is bigger than second. Now because we have 10 and 10 as inputs, none of these will work because we didn't cover it. But let's see what's up. There you go, no options. But what if first one is a 10 and this one is a 100? Then this will be activated. There you go. And if this is bigger, like some big number, then this is correct. This will be disregarded and this will be activated. Okay. There you go. First is bigger than second, and that's correct. That's correct in reality. Well, what about final thing? What if these two numbers, like, if they're not bigger or smaller than each other, then they must be equal. So how are you going to state that without usage of if again, like typing if? Well, there is no need to check for anything here. This is just the final option. There is no more. So you just say else, and there is no need to check anything. So you will just immediately go to operation, and actually you can have that operation down there, and you will just say like a printf numbers are equal. Numbers are equal, a little bit of n. This is individual instruction, so semicolon. So let me repeat. This is the first check. We're gonna always start with if, and then we can have multiple of else if. It depends what kind of range of numbers we are checking and how many of them we have. That option is also possible. And if nothing works, like up here, nothing works, then there is no need to check for anything else. Those numbers, because we have them just two, they must be equal. So there is no need to type here else if first equals second, because there is nothing else to check. It is just else and immediately print that they are equal. Let's test that. Like this one will be 5 and this one will be 5, and now this will fail, this will fail, and obviously if these two things fail, there is nothing else to check. So this thing must be printed, must be activated without any kind of additional computation checking. It's just simple check. Okay, so let's test that. I have a problem. Else is else. Expected semicolon before token. What the hell? Oh, this type of bracket, sorry. This type of bracket. And there you go. Numbers are equal. So yeah, that's pretty much that. If you're kind of confused, then roll with just two numbers, just with integers, with if, and when you are clean with that, like automatically it becomes your like a second nature, then in a couple of hours you can relax yourself and go and roll with else if. But if this is clear and obvious to you, Then in the next tutorial we're gonna roll with this, but we're gonna take user input from keyboard. That will be funny. It's actually how a lot of earlier DOS and Unix console Linux type of applications were created, and those simple stuff they work even today. And what fails is fancy GUIs. Console stuff work always. GUIs, well, problems with frameworks, with libraries, with versions, with I don't know. GUIs are weird, but they demand a lot of work. I mean, can you imagine for this code block? Not even talking about options here. How difficult it is. Do you know what kind of effort you need to create all these menus and stuff and align them and connect them, and it's absolute mess. And for every version you need to check and mold and different stuff. With the console stuff you just use DOS or Linux. I mean, enough with that. We are talking about C programming here. So in the next one we are rolling with this plus user input. Right. Thank you for watching. Let me check this one more time, and numbers are equal. Okay, there you go. Thank you and see you there.